All right, boys and girls, welcome to the first episode of the show to be named later. I'm your host, Jake, um, affectionately known as Snake, and I'm joined tonight by top left corner, Mr. Clayton Walters, top right, Mr. John Gast, and bottom right, Sammy Dyer, also Notre Dame. Um, we will be going over some season long picks we've made, mostly NFL, I believe, and then sprinkling in whatever our interests take us, whether it be international soccer, potentially golf, European Tour match this week might be sprinkled in, and we have some college football, of course. We don't discriminate with the amateur level as well. So we will start with our season long bets. I'm gonna try and potentially share my screen here with you guys. I know the viewers at home can see this. We're gonna start with Sammy Dyer being the latest and greatest person to um, submit their picks here. I'm gonna hit this. Wonder if that's gonna work. It's not gonna work. So we're gonna start with Sammy here. I guess Sammy, you can take us through pick by pick here. What what we're looking at. I see most of these are going to be from the DraftKings Sportsbook, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I am vibing with some of these, but you go ahead and take the floor.
So these season-long bets, I just kind of wanted to play on something that was going to be a little more worthwhile. I didn't really want to do anything bland or boring. I kind of wanted to step outside the box. So for that, I'm going to start with my least favorite bet, but something I just want to take a shot at. Honestly, I didn't have too much variance in between my money. Zach Wilson for Rookie of the Year. I think he's got the best head coach, or one of, with among the rookie quarterbacks. He's going to have the opportunity, and I think he has a good wide receiving core. I Urban Meyer's an awful coach, and I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to have as much help as even like Zach Wilson will with a really great defensive-minded head coach or like some honestly okay weapons on offense for a Rookie of the Year. And at plus 750, the odds are pretty good.
Was he the favorite? Who's the betting favorite?
Lawrence, then Mac Jones.
Okay. Okay. I mean, those are good odds. I think those are good odds. We haven't seen these guys play a professional game yet. Who knows what we're going to get? And as far as the preseason went, Zach Wilson was kind of tearing it up. So, and as a little Easter egg for my picks, I definitely would for my season long bets also have a New York Jet involved. So, but we'll get to that later. So Zach Wilson, hopefully doing well, would also bode well for my pick as well. But anyways, continued, Sammy.
He's also apparently looked really great in shorts so far. So
looks great in shorts. That's what we want. Let the combine rise. Honestly, my next one, I kind of just was more of a shot in the dark. I saw a couple league experts took him, honestly, but I just like Joey Bosa a lot to lead the league in sacks as far as he's on the field and he's been healthy. He's a monster. I think with the addition of Clowney on the Browns, I think Myles Garrett number could lower just a little bit as far as there's going to be other pressures. Obviously, like it takes the pressure off of Myles Garrett, so he doesn't have to feel like he needs to get a sack fumble to win the game every game. I just think there are a couple guys in there that Joey Bosa could definitely be in that running, and plus 1400 I just thought was really good odds for someone that honestly has the talent and like still on a solid enough team to do it, especially a team that's going to give up some points enough to where they're going to be in passing situations.
I feel it. I like Bosa a lot, but it just so happens to be the other Bosa to potentially lead the leagues. But that's okay. I don't. I think his odds were probably significantly worse than Joey. So honestly, he's an animal when he's healthy, and I feel like health is going to be the biggest factor for that one. So I see there's a certain Dallas quarterback as your for your next one. You put a large sum on this one, so can take it away.
Does. I'm going to skip that one for the moment and go to my next $15 bet, which would be Calvin Ridley, leading the
Okay.
league in receiving yards. Honestly, this is just he's actually the favorite in DraftKings, so I went to FanDuel and looked. His odds on DraftKings were just 700. Got into FanDuel at plus 1,000. He's just a really solid player. He's going to be the focal point of the offense. Hopefully, Kyle Pitts can take away some of the looks on Lee, and I really think I think the Falcons are just going to be in some games where they need to score points, and Matt Ryan consistently targeted him last year. When Julio Jones was out last year, I believe Calvin Ridley got targeted over 12 times a game. So just pure volume standpoint, I think it's going to be a good bet for those odds that I got him in at.
I like it. Continue wherever you want to go from here.
I'm going to go with my man, who I'm writing a lot of fantasy hopes and some dreams on this year, and that's my boy Dak Prescott to lead the league in passing yards. I think he is a talented quarterback on a stacked offense, and basically the only time they're not going to be trailing in games is if they get the ball to start the game. So he's going to have to put up points, and I'm very excited for that. I don't think they're going to be able to rely on the running game as much as they'd like to, just because literally they're not going to be down to start the game, and that's it. So he's just going to constantly be having to come back, and was leading the league in passing every week until just honestly like a fluke injury as
Just
far
a
as
fluke.
it goes. So
Shouldn't affect him at
I'm-
all from here on out.
I'm pretty confident in that in his odds. I mean, it's plus 600 only behind Mahomes, and Mahomes is awesome. But they're going to be winning games. They're going to be leading in games where they don't have to lean on him as much, even though he's still like going to be the focal point. They're still going to pass on short third downs, but just Dak's going to have to, absolutely guaranteed, going to have to pass the ball in games, rack up garbage time yards, not even touchdowns necessarily, just like go down the field constantly, just throwing it up to a really talented group of catchers.
I sure hope for your sake that he stays healthy all year, because you have
I need
put
him in more
all
than
of
just
your
his
eggs in the Dallas Cowboys basket. So, all right, finish this
Cowboys.
off here.
And lastly, this is just free. The division's trash. Washington has one of the best defenses in the league. Only part of the roster that is literally weak is quarterback, which obviously is the most important spot, but Ryan Fitzpatrick can literally gimp their way into winning this awful, awful division that probably shouldn't even be considered a division right now. 200 odds, they're not even the favorite. It boggles my mind, but thank you, Cowboys. I'm going to be rooting for the Cowboys all season to score points. That's all I need.
All right, you bet with your heart and you bet with your brain here. I like it. All right, we'll keep this thing going. Clayton, go ahead and go to. I'm using your stream here. Go to the next one up on the season long picks here. Who's that going to be for us?
That is going to be Joey Moore.
Joey, I'll take this from here. Maybe Joseph Moore is not clearly with us right now. He and his lovely wife has just had their first child. Colleen Moore was welcome to the world on Saturday. We would like to wish them all the best. Everything was has gone very well. Mom and baby are doing great. Joey does have some words here I'd like to share. He'd like to say, gentlemen, I come to you today virtually due to an unforeseen circumstance. Just kidding. The birth of my child was definitely foreseen. I am a new father, and let me tell you, it's amazing. I have a new bundle of joy in my life, and I'm devoting all my time to her. In my free time, I mostly have slept, and slept. Well, to add to all the fun, I decided to join you all in this amazing betting extravaganza to see who is the best at betting. I guess that's what we were accomplishing, I guess. Be advised, I'm a freaking rookie and have never placed a bet in my entire life when it comes to sports. So I've come to the right place, and I've come to the conclusion that if I'm going to suck, I might as well ride out my favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it seems like I'll skip to the end here. He's, for future and season-long bets, he is going in on Chase Young and Dak Prescott, also in Sammy's corner. So we have two guys on the Dak train right now. Two different bets, I believe, but also rooting for who have the same vested interest. Anyways, I hope we all have fun this year. And maybe if I do well, it'll lead me to start making some very small sports bets when I go to a state that has legalized it. Um, Thank you, Joey, for your contribution. I'm gonna just run through these real quick. Chase Young, Defensive Player of the Year. Aaron Donald, Defensive Player of the Year. Um, I I guess those two are probably as good a picks as you can get. I feel like Donald might be the favorite. I'm not terribly sure. But Chase
I'm also
Young,
super confused why he didn't pick T.J. Watt,
I
considering.
I have a feeling the holdout
I guess the whole
is
guy, yeah.
weighing into that because I was surprised too not seeing that. Najee Harris, Offensive Rookie of the Year. You could have saw that one coming. I don't think he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, nor do I think he's going to do very well this year.
Nice donation.
And Jared Goff, most interceptions. It's him or Jameis for me, I guess. I don't know. I don't think. I mean, Burrow could, I guess. Someone who's going to be playing a lot on a bad team, potentially the Bengals. Hope not. Is going to probably throw quite a few picks, and Jared Goff is. It's going to be on a terrible team. We'll just say that. Moving on to the next contributor here, I believe it's going to be. Well, it might be me. It is me. Yours truly. I got all these in the rabbit hole that is the FanDuel Sportsbook. I started going to all sorts of different places I've never envisioned going, but I ended up finding myself in the loser section quite a bit. 3 out of my 5 have to do with some very terrible teams this year, and I have a very big suspicion that either the Texans or Lions are going 0-17 this year. And everything I've been reading has been saying that the Texans are looking like a expansion franchise. They are selling off every single asset they have right now and have retained none of it if they have any left. Their best player will not be playing again, another snap for them ever again. And he's at the most important position. So now we have Tyrod Taylor. I don't really have much fear in Tyrod going out winning games, except this week. This week is going to be their Super Bowl because I feel like this is the only game they're going to be within 3 points of another team. Even they'll play Jacksonville again, but it won't be at home. So this is the Texans' only chance, I think, to win a game all year, and this bet will go a long way toward my payout. Odds 1,100, I thought was pretty nice. Everything I put $20 on. Like I said, Texans don't have any faith. I also bet with real money in Las Vegas that the Lions would go under 5. So I will also throw some money in for the Lions having the least amount of wins in the league this year. You guys can stop me if you want to chime in on these. I'm moving quickly.
I think as far as Houston goes, I think as long as they're starting Tyrod Taylor, their chances of winning a game is next to nothing. So it's just how long are they going to stick with that before they move on to, what's his name, Davis?
I guess. Did they draft a third rounder or something? I can't. Okay.
Davis Mills the 4th or whatever from Stanford, I think.
Stanford, I don't remember him at all, and I watch Stanford every year at least once. So, very forgettable player. Moving on, I'm on the Zach Wilson train as far as him just feeding my guy, Corey Davis, who single-handedly kept me out of the playoffs last year in our fantasy football league, but nobody cares about that. Everything I've seen a couple highlights of preseason football, and he's been able to catch the ball a few times, so that's been nice. 850. I feel like if you're not getting to, if you get to 1,000 yards, it's like kind of a good year now. It's like it's not even like that impressive if you get to 1,000. So 850 in 17 game season, I feel like if he's healthy, he's got this in the bag. Odds weren't great, but I just I couldn't pass it up. And then my last one, we're going to college football. This was boosted on the app. I can share the screenshot if you guys are needing to see that. But Bama going undefeated and winning national title, plus 260, put 20 bones on it. Potential payout $72. Everything I saw week one certainly looks like they will not be threatened. Maybe Georgia, maybe. But so they might have to play them twice, unfortunately. But I have a feeling Georgia's offense will not be able to do much of anything against Bama, and then Bama's offense, I think, is considerably better than our boy Clayton Walters' Clemson Tigers. So,
Jake, why not do the same bet for Notre Dame?
that was not offered to me. If it was, if only. I'm feeling really good about the week one matchup. Like I definitely could see them going undefeated and winning national title this year. This is definitely the year.
Odds would be plus 10,000.
Yeah, at least maybe I would flirt with it plus 10,000. But it's $20. That's $20 of fake money I'm risking here. So we'll move on unless you guys have anything else to add. I think next one up is going to be our beloved Clayton Walters. Is that Clayton Walters' picks?
Yes, this is my these are my futures. So I'll go top to bottom here, or for the most part, I'll start at the top. So my very first one, I had to make a bet on Cleveland. I'm a big Browns homer. Actually went pretty mild here. Over unders 10.5. I think it's easily gonna hit over. So pretty easy bet for me to put down for my first future. I'm best team I've seen in my lifetime so far as a Browns fan. So pretty excited for the season. I think realistically they're going to be at about maybe 13, 14 wins in AFC Championship. So it should be pretty easy money there, in my opinion. And then second future I've got here, Josh Allen MVP. That offense funnels through him. They're a favorite to be one of the best teams in the AFC again. He's going to be putting up a lot of numbers. So I figured at plus 1,200, he's pretty good value to throw down 20 for MVP. We'll see how that plays out.
That's the odds.
Yeah, that's the odds I got off DraftKings.
Wow.
So
There's a lot of people are tailing Clayton here, following the Josh Allen MVP train. A lot of money in Vegas going on. Josh Allen.
I mean, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the Bills, but I mean, it's really great value, and he's going to be putting up a lot of numbers, passing and just rushing touchdowns too. So should be. I like the opportunity there. I'm going to skip Mac Jones real quick and go to Trevor Lawrence for most interceptions on the season. As Jake said, big Clemson fan. Love Trevor. However, Jacksonville's not the best team. They've got some talent, but I think they won 2 games last year. I don't know how I feel about Urban Meyer as a coach in the NFL, but I do think Trevor's going to be playing day one. Obviously, he's going to have the green light. He's going to be out there slinging the rock. He is a rookie quarterback, so he's going to have to learn what he can and can't do. I think he's going to throw a lot of picks this year. Plus 1,100, I thought it wasn't too bad of value to see if he is able to lead the league his rookie season in the picks, as long as Big Ben or Jameis don't trump him there. And then my last two, I've got a lot riding on the Patriots this year. Really big fan of what Bill Belichick's got going on over there the last 20 or so years, So for the last one I have down here, New England to make the playoffs, I really think COVID kind of derailed their season last year. I think they have winning seven games they won last year, but they got a lot of returning players who opted out last year. They got Bill Belichick as their coach. They made a lot of additions on offense. Shouldn't be as stagnant this year. Got a lot of weapons for Mac Jones. Defense is going to be solid. I think they're going to win a lot of games. I think they're going to potentially win the division. I think they're going to be a lock for the playoffs. So I got them at plus 115. Pretty confident in that. And then just to go along with that, Mac Jones, like I said, I like the weapons he's got. No superstars, but he's got a lot of people that he can spread it around to. I think he's going to be able to make all the throws he needs. And if you got a rookie quarterback making the playoffs, I think it's going to be pretty hard to argue against him for Rookie of the Year. So I got my eggs in the Patriots basket on the futures here.
Love it. As far as if I had to make a choice between Mac Jones and Zach Wilson, I'm probably gonna go with Mac. Of course, the odds would also indicate that he is more of a favorite, but I think New England's going to be a problem this year, and I think their front seven is going to be disgusting, and that's not going to be a problem at all for them. I know they lost my uncle Stephon Gilmore for 6 games this season. I'm not concerned. I know Mac is going to be is I think like already projected to add quite a few more wins to the team than Cam did. And what I just am wondering is why they didn't keep Cam around as the backup instead of Brian Hoyer, unless he like asked to leave. It just doesn't make sense to me why you would choose to keep Brian Hoyer as your backup and not the guy that was just in and started all those games last year for you.
He's the best backup of all time. I totally agree with keeping him.
Brian Hoyer.
That's so much wisdom.
Brian Hoyer is Bill Belichick's favorite.
He spent a lot of time behind Brady. He can help share some of that with his boy Mac now.
Before this best Browns team that Clayton Walters has ever seen, the last time I was afraid of a Browns team was when Brian Hoyer was under center just slinging the rock to Josh Gordon. Anyways.
Dolphins and Patriots have even odds to win the division on DraftKings right now.
And you can get...
I'm assuming Buffalo's the favorite.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also just like getting like positive odds on the Patriots like the playoffs is honestly free. They've got like Bill Belichick is such a good coach. Cam was historically so bad last year passing the football, and they still won 7 games. You throw in an extra game, like and Mac Jones has to play above a level of one of the worst passing seasons we've ever seen from a quarterback, and they'll instantly win 2 more games.
Right.
Along with
And like,
he gets any bit better than that.
We had
and like Jake said, their front seven should be solid. They're going to be in a position where they don't need Mac Jones to go crazy to win games. So there's not a lot of pressure on them. I think they're going to be pretty solid.
Last year we had 3 teams from the AFC North make the playoffs, correct? Do we envision a potential scenario where 3 teams are going to make the playoffs from the AFC East? Because I don't think Miami's going to be that terrible.
I think so. I think Miami, New England, and Buffalo all win over 10 games, minimum 10, and all make the playoffs. I'm a big Miami fan as well. So,
John, do we want to try and bring Sabo here? Our 5th guest of the evening has just arrived. I believe this is his first time on Discord, so this might be a learning curve, but we'll make it work. How about we try this? Sabo, if you can hear us, try and get your camera turned on if you have one. If not, say something so we can hear you. And then if not, John, how about we go with your picks right now and take it away. We can hear you. Yes, Sabo, thank you. Hey. All right, you can chime in whenever you want, but you're gonna follow John here.
Got it.
And make sure you submit your picks.
John, you want to post your picks in the thing so I can share it?
Yeah. Can I share my screen? Is that easy to do in this, or should I?
Yeah, I mean, you can share your screen too. That works.
That would also work.
Okay, let's see if I can figure this out.
Bengals bets do you have?
This is for season long, so everybody buckle up here. Could be some fun. I don't know.
Burrow comeback player of the year. I'm calling it.
That's. I didn't even see that. I didn't even look for that.
All right, can you guys see my my screen here? Actually, I should keep you guys out of this.
I can see the black rectangle.
Yes.
Yes, the black rectangle. Oh, are you like? Oh, wow! This guy is a man. This man knows how to use Excel. He's going to reveal this line by line.
All right. Well,
why don't we have you do every single one of these, John? This would be perfect.
That's what leave them black because they're not going to win.
Hey, I got some good ones. I put some thought into some of them. Yeah, similar to Joey, I don't make bets. The ones that I do make usually do not work out for me.
Oklahoma
But
does
I'm
not.
counting on this to turn me around in terms of that. So my first one here, Oklahoma does not make the college football playoff. I after seeing them week one, definitely no faith in them. ESPN was really talking up their defense, which didn't exactly show up.
Don't sleep on Tulane, man.
I Spencer Rattler. We'll see how well he does, but I'm definitely not a fan of them, especially now they're going to SEC. Definitely an SEC hater. But I thought this was a pretty good one. I thought putting 25 on this might work out for me. Also, something for me to root for as the season goes on is for Oklahoma to do very badly. The next one, Saquon Barkley to have the most rushing yards in the NFL. It's got to work out for him at some point. All this bad luck, the injuries. I just feel like this guy is an incredible running back. Also, that big odds number. Like I said, I don't bet very much, but when I plugged 15 in and saw 255 coming back from this, I was like, okay, that's a good one right there. Because I do have, some confidence in him. I think the people in front of him were like Dalvin Cook, who's probably gonna get hurt again.
Yeah, this guy's never been hurt.
That guy never gets hurt. That you just get.
No, I think this is the year for him. He's going to be healthy the whole year.
Slowly getting weaned back.
I think the concern, if everyone's healthy, bar injuries, is how much is Barkley involved in the passing game, because that's going to take away from his rushing totals. And then when you have a guy like Derrick Henry who's getting 20, 25 carries a game, it's going to be pretty stiff competition.
See, Clayton, here's the thing about my betting. I don't look into it that much, okay? There's a lot of gut feeling going on, and this was a gut feeling thing. And this next one, Stephon Diggs had the most receptions. He had the most receptions last year. He's actually the favorite on most of the other apps, and DraftKings has him as like the third favorite at plus 600. So I was like, hammer that. I think that he's going to repeat with this. Devontae Adams will be his competition here, and I'm throwing my hat in Diggs' ring. The next one here, big Matt Stafford guy.
Is this a parlay?
Detroit? No. This is a one bet on DraftKings. So Matt Stafford to have more than 29.5 touchdown passes, and Cooper Kupp to have more than, so basically 1,100 receiving yards. This was on DraftKings as a single bet, a specialty bet.
But it's
let me know if that's not allowed, but you can find it on there.
No, I believe you, but it's a parlay, right? I mean, you have to have both of those to hit.
It's not a parlay. It's like
it's a single.
I forget.
It's just one bet. Yeah, and anyways, but
A special bet is what it's listed as.
yes, special. Definitely was looking at those special bets. I think that Matt Stafford is really, really good. I think that Detroit is just a terrible place to be. So I'm kind of counting on him to break out this season. Cooper Kupp, just whatever wide receiver they picked out there. I think if Matt Stafford does really well, all those receivers are going to get buku yards. So I took this, only $10, just in case Matt Stafford isn't as good as I say he is, which is probably a good possibility. Packers to win the Super Bowl. I threw this down for 30 buckaroos. Basically, they got to get through Tampa Bay, which, repeating is extremely hard in the NFL. I think that Rodgers is going to be very motivated this year. I think the team is very, very good. I have another bet for this week coming up related to the Packers as well. I just think this is the time for them to get there. Super Bowl, obviously, once you get there, it's just kind of a toss-up. Ideally, two of the best teams in the league facing off. They face the Chiefs, coin flip, basically. but I have some faith in them to win the Super Bowl. And I saw those odds and I just threw $30 in. 420 comes out, obviously, perfect number there. So I just had to go for it. So yeah, those are all my bets with max payout if I get every single one right of $921. The odds of that happening are not able to be bet on at any major betting facility.
Take 255 out of it right now if you want.
Yeah, I mean, Cup and Woods are a really, really, really good wide receiver pair, and Stafford's definitely got the arm to sling it around out there in LA. So I think that one is a lock, barring injuries.
Mm-hmm.
I was also
one,
looking
though.
at the Stafford one, John. I didn't see the special bet that you managed to dig up, but I did see the over under 29.5 or whatever it was, and I was like, this is easy given health. I have a lot of stock in Stafford this year as far as fantasy QBs are concerned. I believe in one league that 3 of us are in. I believe he's my quarterback in that one. But anyways, Sabo,
Hello.
let us see if we can get your picks up here.
I don't think I don't know how to do that. I'm old.
Okay, so let's just rattle them off. Start with the top and then go from there. Are you on your computer right now?
No, I am driving.
Oh, perfect. Then let's not distract you from your objective.
Let's not have a death while on air here. That'd be a good idea.
You're still driving, huh? All right. Give us what you got here. This is for the season long. These are the futures.
This is the season long?
Correct.
Okay, well, this is, I feel pretty unprepared, pretty intimidating group here. You guys all seem pretty smart, like you know what you're doing here. I should have done a little bit more research with some of these picks. I'm not very good with doing the betting of the teams, but I am a big fantasy DraftKings type player. So everything I took was all player props that kind of stuck out to me as things that I wanted to bet on. So I got 5 player props that I'm in on. First one is DeAndre Swift under 8.5 rushing touchdown. I don't trust Dan Campbell and his knee eating ways, and I don't trust the Lions and anything about them. So I'm going to take the under 8.5 rushing touchdowns for DeAndre Swift. I'm going to take the under 500.5 yards receiving for Eric Ebron. He sucks. First off, terrible. And second off, there's 3 other much better receivers on Pittsburgh, and I think they're going to at least try to run the ball a little bit more this year. They also drafted a tight end in the second round this year as well, so I think the under is a pretty safe bet for that. Third one I got is Russell Gage over 700.5 receiving yards. I don't get this one. He had 790 yards receiving last year, and that was with Julio Jones. And now that he's gone, and given that Atlanta's defense is an absolute sieve, and they're going to be playing catch-up all game long, I think that that's an easy lock button over. And number 4 is going to be Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman on the over 800.5 receiving yards. Quick question for you.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz's favorite target in Philadelphia, right, was who?
Campbell.
The tight end, Ertz.
Ertz, right. So Zach Ertz and Carson Wentz were Bible study partners. Okay. This year, Michael Pittman is Bible study partners with Carson Wentz. So that is an absolute smash for me. I'm all about the Bible narrative there. I'm taking the over.
God's on their
800.
side.
Did you hear that,
And
Sabo?
my last
Jaguars
one
though.
is Antonio Brown. This feels really
Oh boy.
risky. Over 700.5 receiving yards. I know he's at risk to just vanish off the face of the earth or freeze his feet off or some other knuckleheaded move at any moment. But if he plays, I think he's going to destroy that total receiving yards. I kind of look at him as the number 2 option. Last year, he was really good second half of the year, kind of going right in there. Tom Brady loves him. Give me the over on the 700.5 receiving yards for AB. Those are my 5 bets.
Those
What are the
are. Yeah, can we? Do you have the ability to check the odds on any of those?
I would assume they're all probably like
they're all basically like
Minus
they're all
110.
like minus like 110 basically.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Swift is minus 140.
Okay, a lot of people are tailing you then on the under train. I guess week 1 is looking questionable for him, so you're going to be off to potentially a good start if he doesn't even play.
Who's that?
DeAndre Swift.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Well,
I looked at plays for the Detroit Lions and they're terrible, and that's why I picked it.
Oh wait, your touchdowns, not yards. Anyways, 8.5 tutties. Do they have like a goal line back? Maybe that would
Oh,
break
they
this
have
one.
Paul Williams, kind of a coach's pet.
Okay,
He will probably take a lot of touchdowns, I think.
I can see it.
Campbell strikes me as like, he's going to be like a Mike. He takes him out, give it to Williams, he runs it in, one of those deals.
For sure.
I mean, I don't know how they're even going to be in the red zone to begin with, actually. So
You're going to be
probably not.
another one of your picks is going to be going against our very own Sammy Dyer's Calvin Ridley pick, I believe. Or wait, was that Sammy? I think it was.
Yeah, well, I mean, someone's got to be the number 2 in that offense, right?
Right.
Why not?
I guess. I mean, it'll be Russell Gage. I have a feeling. Our
only concern with that with the Gage one, just from a betting standpoint, is like Julio Jones missed a lot of time last year. I feel like he missed at least 10, 11 games. So like that's with Gage barely getting the mark that he got last year, and then throw in your 6th overall pick, whatever Kyle Pitts was. Like he's going to get targets, whether or not he even catches the ball. Rookie tight ends aren't that great. He's gonna get looks that are gonna take away from Gage because like Calvin's still gonna get his 12. So then the others are gonna be split up now between Pitts and Gage instead of just Gage.
Well, I think it's a great pick.
Well, Sabo, you're a moron. So, and then I love the Ebron pick.
Oh no, I know. I'm very much aware of that. I understand.
Frymuth or whatever his name was that Pittsburgh just drafted, I feel like is probably going to get the lion's share of the work as far as catching the ball. I don't know. Ebron isn't much of a blocker, I don't think. So, but under 500.5 yards, I love that. Love it.
Yeah, I think Ebron's a lock. Three capable wide receivers. Baby Gronk in the 2nd round. They got a lot of options. They're gonna be feeding Najee. Not a lot of leftovers for Mr. Ebron.
Even Najee is a good pass catcher. Like that's one of his things. Is like honestly, like he's actually still a really solid pass catcher for being a bigger guy.
All right, let's try and run through these weekly picks as quickly as we can. We'll start off the same order as we started. So, Mr. Dyer, can you take it away here? Clayton, if you want, you can stream it again, or Sammy can. But
honestly,
Got it.
For the weeklies, I'll just go over relatively quickly. Season bets feel like you're gonna have a little more to them. These are kind of just our I don't know, something shot in the dark. I really like the Cowboys 8.5. They are a team that's going to put up points. I could really see a backdoor cover at worst coming through this game. I mean, all the odds I just took, basically spreads, unders, things like that. So I'm all at minus 115, minus 110. Cowboys, 8.5 are a lot of points in the NFL, and they are going to put up a lot of points. There still could be like even a Super Bowl hangover for the Bucks, or even if not a Super Bowl hangover, like they know they don't need to win every game. They just need to win the important ones. So like they can still win the game, and they don't have to completely blow a team out of the water. Washington football team, I'm all in on them this season. I think they have a great defense. They're playing the Chargers week 1. Chargers are still a young team. They have some talent. Obviously, Justin Herbert is really solid. They have a solid piece around the offense. I just think Washington football team has a better defense than the Chargers by a fairly good margin. If Ryan Fitzpatrick can just keep him in the game, I think they could even win it. The 49ers Detroit Lions game. Look, the 49ers, I don't know the exact win total. They had 4 wins last year. Like, you can't take that away from them. They like just because they were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago doesn't mean that today they're gonna, be the same team as they were. Throwing all these players that missed all the time last year. They had so many season-ending injuries. They're not just gonna come in and be instantly themselves. I can't imagine, at least. So I think also the Lions are just god awful. So I think that's just an easy under. Broncos and Giants, I think it's gonna be a sloppy game. Teddy Bridgewater is less sloppy than Drew Lock, but as far as that goes, he doesn't exactly put up a lot of points. Jones is honestly atrocious and is going to fumble the ball at least 3 times. He might get like 2 of them back, but going to fumble the ball 3 times. And then the Vikings, I just think they're a more established team. I don't know they're necessarily better than the Bengals, necessarily roster-wise, but I think they're more established as a team with their head coach. I definitely trust Zimmer over Zach Taylor, and I just think Kirk Cousins coming off of season-ending ACL with a bunch of new pieces still coming into the offensive line and wide receiver room to where he has his Justin Jefferson, who had an amazing year last year, Adam Thielen. He still has his guys, so I just think that one's just a high possibility. I put my least amount of money on that one just kind of as a more of a shot. Really in on the Cowboys. I'm really in on the NFC East this week.
You seem to be on the NFC East all year.
This has me scared a little bit. I'm interested to see what type of odds most people have for the weekly bets.
Oh, don't worry. There's some shots.
John
Yeah,
Murray taking some long shots.
Those are all pretty safe.
Sammy's avoiding the punishment. That's what he's doing. I could not be any more vehemently against your Vikings -3 pick, but we'll get to that on my pick. So we'll continue to the next person here. I believe it's going to be myself. Or is it Joey? This is myself. This is me. All right. As you can see, this is not only strictly NFL. I don't know if you guys will be super against that or not, but it's my show, so I don't really care. Bengals money line versus Vikings. If the Bengals are going to be contenders this year and not be pretenders, they're going to have to win games like this at home against opponents that are about average. So we're going to have to win these games. We got plus 170. Shopped around. DraftKings had it at the highest. Putting $20 on everything here. Potentially pay out $54. I have a good feeling about this year with this team. I did not put my fake money where my mouth is, but I did put my real money where my mouth is on this team. So I'm hoping for a steady diet of Joe Mixon and to find some red zone scores with Joe Burrow. And if we are able to run the ball, I have a feeling the deep ball will not be as dreadful as it was last year with the offense. So hopefully that changes. We're going all the way over to Europe, where Victor Hovland is the betting favorite. Somehow I found plus odds that he was going to beat Alex Norton and Terrell Hatton. This was probably what you would call a special bet over at the Caesars Sportsbook. It was something they just, I think it's called I can't remember. It's something like trifecta. It's not trifecta, but they call it like trios or something. Norton and Hatton were also like top 5 favorites in in the tournament, but Hovland, I believe, is going to. I don't think he's going to win, but I think he's going to. I think he's going to finish top 5. So I'm just hoping the rest of those guys don't finish top 5 above him. So plus 125 on that, $45. I've got most of our alma mater, or at least some of us attended this university. I had the Bowling Green State University Falcons covering plus 14.5 against the USA South Alabama, whatever they all Bobcats or something. South Alabama did just dumpster Southern Methodist 31-9 or something, and BG just lost about the same spread against an SEC team. So I feel like we have a chance to cover. We're at home. I was semi-impressed with the way Matt McDonald actually was able to throw a football this year, unlike last year. I think we're going to move the ball. I think we're going to get some points. I just want to cover. Just get out of here. I was not looking at money line, but money line looked juicy because it was like plus 570 or something. So, anyways, the Texans, lowest scoring team on Sunday, plus 1,200. I have said it once, I'll say it again. The Texans are terrible, and Tyrod Taylor is their quarterback, and they have no weapons left on that team. They are playing the Jaguars. Jaguars are also pretty bad, but I'm hoping for a terrible output for them on offense at least. Well, I guess defense would count too. Hopefully they don't get any defensive scores from your Trevor Lawrence interceptions, Clayton. And then the last one, I got a parlay boosted odds on the Caesar Sportsbook. This is shot in the dark. I believe Michigan are underdogs. Actually, they might be favorites. Michigan's -3 against Washington. Iowa is underdogs. Iowa is an underdog to Iowa State at Iowa State, -3.5 for Iowa State, and then Nebraska plays some Sisters of the Poor school. I think it's a MAC team. I can't remember who. And then Ohio State plays Oregon. They're -14.5. If all 4 of them win,
Plays Buffalo.
Okay, Nebraska plays Buffalo. Thank you, Sammy. Which Buffalo in the past probably would beat this Nebraska team, but hopefully they're bad. If all 4 of them win, it's only plus 450. That doesn't feel like nearly as boosted as I would have hoped, but put $20 on that, and total payout, you can do the math at home. That's what we're looking at this week. So a few shots in the dark and a few decent odds that aren't ridiculous, but not nearly as chalk as board that you saw on Sammy's page. So take it away, Clinton.
I'd be worried.
Keep us going here.
I'd be worried about Mr. Hatton up there. He's going to be looking to bounce back after that rough BMW outing.
He'll just show up in the Ryder Cup and destroy the Americans and take all our money. So hopefully he won't do anything this week.
Boring.
All right, we run through me and then Joey.
Yep, that'll work.
Alrighty, so these are my weekly picks. So let's go top to bottom here. First one, Miami +3 against New England.
At New England.
I'm big on New England for the futures. Also love Miami. I think week 1. I like Miami a lot. They got a lot of talent. Love their defense. Even if they lose, I think they'll keep it close. So put 30 on that. Feeling pretty confident. I want to see how Tua looks slinging the rock around all those weapons they got down there in Miami. Next one I think's pretty much a lock. Most confident probably this week. Baltimore -4 against the Raiders. Got 25 on it. Only at -110, but it's in Las Vegas, I believe. But either way, I don't know how many years John Green's been in Oakland or Las Vegas now, but their defense has been pretty atrocious the whole time he's been there. I think the Baltimore's going to have no issue running up the score. I think the Raiders might struggle to keep up. I think the Ravens will cover pretty easily. I feel pretty confident about it. Next one, we got Baker Mayfield. Over-under for interceptions this week against the Chiefs was at 0.5, so I took the under confidently. I think Baker's going to be pretty efficient this year. I think he's going to might be a hot take, but I think he'll throw less than 10 interceptions. And I do not think he'll throw a pick week 1 against the Chiefs. I think it'll be a pretty good game. Browns will probably lose. Pretty tough week 1 matchup, but I'm confident in Baker's ability to protect the football. So feeling pretty good about that one. Moving on, definitely the least confident one probably I've got for the week is Najee Harris over 14.5 rushing attempts. They're playing Buffalo, so the game could get ugly, especially if Mr. Watt doesn't play. But I've got confidence that Pittsburgh's going to be looking to get their bell cow going early and often. And I think 14.5 is a pretty easy benchmark for him to hit as long as they keep the game somewhat close. So threw down on that. And then the very last one, only threw $5, but at plus 2,800. I'm with Jake here. I disagree with Sammy on the Vikings -3. I'm all in on Cincinnati this week. This $5 bet. Not only do I think they're going to win money line, I think they're going to be the highest scoring team on Sunday. I think Joe Burrow is
outscoring Minnesota.
Correct. It's a high scoring team on Sunday, not necessarily the whole week. So I think this has the potential to just be a blowout. Vikings defense, pretty terrible. Cincinnati's defense, also just atrocious. So really it could just come down to who scores the last touchdown. But I like Cincinnati's receiving core. Love Joe Mixon. Love Joe Burrow. Sucks he tore his ACL last year, MCL, all that. But I think they'll have a good week 1 showing. So I've got a plus 2,800 for 145 payout if they're the highest scoring team on Sunday. So I figured it was pretty good value. That's my weekly picks.
We'll throw Joey's up real quick. I love all of them except Najee. I don't think he's going to get to 15 carries. I think it's going to get ugly. But anyways, Joey's got 3 picks this week. He's got Steelers covering. $25 on that. Cowboys money line. He is all in on the Dak train as well, apparently. Pulling a upset against the Super Bowl champs on their home turf. Plus 290. I will say I was looking at it. I'm not gonna lie. I was staring at it. But anyways, and then Niners -8. I believe Sammy, or no. I was seeing 7.5 some other places. We might be able to give Joey -7.5 here to cover against the Lions. Looks like he doesn't have much faith in Lions because he put 50 bones of his fake money on San Francisco. So that is what Joey's looking at. We'll keep this moving. John, with your super secret picks of destiny here. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, there's
real quick. I know Joey's not here, but I hate all 3 of those picks.
I like San Fran -7.5. I don't like -8 just because you get the half point.
Fran.
But I exactly what Sammy said. How they won 4 games. I feel like everyone's back. Everyone's healthy. They are one of the most talented rosters. I think San Fran's gonna win the West as well. So. I don't know what the odds were for that. I feel like they're the favorite. I don't know. But anyways, John, no free ads here. Quit pouring that.
I'm gonna get some interesting responses from some of these, I think. But I just went with my heart.
Not your gut. You went with your heart this time.
No, you're right. Actually, I'll explain as I go. The first 2. Let's start with this one. So. This was an interesting bet that I saw on DraftKings. You can bet halftime, full-time leaders. So I picked Ravens Raiders at plus 950.
So the Ravens winning
I think
at
the
halftime.
Ravens will be with a lead at halftime, and then the Raiders will win the game. I got some interesting feelings about the Ravens this year. It'll be interesting. I think they're going to be a good team. I think they're gonna figure things out as the season goes on, especially with all just the weird stuff going on with the roster. The Raiders are at home in this game, and I've always kind of liked the Raiders. I think that they're going to be pretty good. I think that they're a sneaky team this year. So I'm looking for them to blindside the Ravens and come back, and the Ravens to kind of shut down their activity in the second half, and that plus 950 on that pretty big payout.
Incredible crystal ball you're working
So for
with
this
here.
to hit, the Ravens have to have the lead at halftime, and then
Correct.
the Raiders have to win the game.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
That is correct. Okay, so the next one here, these are my first two picks. So
Let's-
first to score, Browns over Chiefs, plus 125, $40 down on this. I just feel like the Browns have like a little bit of a lucky vibe to them this year. Something that factored into this pick was I probably watched
Lucky.
3 Browns games last year, and I think they scored on their first drive in all 3 of those. So I'm banking on them to get that coin flip. I love having the coin toss be part of a bet. So I think the Browns get the flip.
You could probably bet on that.
And then go down and score, whether it's field goal or touchdown, doesn't matter. But I really like that a lot. The next pick,
Love it.
next pick is my well-researched pick. That's what I'm calling this. It's my research pick. A lot of thought went into this, which means I'm probably going to do terrible with it. The top scoring Sunday team will be the Packers at plus 1,000. This is DraftKings. So the Packers are returning their entire starting lineup on offense, except for they moved a lineman, and then they have a new center. They replaced an Ohio State center with another Ohio State center. So I have a lot of confidence in them. They're playing the Saints, and it's a Saints home game, but it's not in New Orleans because of the weather, and what New Orleans has been experiencing. But I think this is going to be a higher scoring game, even though the Saints are starting over with quarterback with Breeze leaving. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come out to sort of give the middle finger to all the Packers staff that's sort of been against him, or at least that's how ESPN wants us to think. So yeah, I saw this and I was like, all right, I think that's a good bet. So something I'll be rooting for on Sunday.
Who's their new center? Who's the new Ohio State center?
Also, they just lost their left tackle.
I said that Div Bakhtiari, their all-pro left tackle for 3 straight years, is not going to be playing. But
That's all right. Highly researched pick. Continue, Josh.
They
don't hate the
traded
Bengals,
they weren't
When
the team
did
that
that
traded
happen?
for.
Did
They
that
didn't
happen
trade for
recently?
Billy Price, did they?
No.
It's like last week. Last week news came out.
It's in my. Let me see if it's in my notes. Because I made some notes for this.
pro left tackle torn ACL.
Did you guys sign Billy Price, or did the Packers sign Billy Price?
No, they did not.
He's a former
Who's
Ohio
this
State
new-
center.
They had a
This is
second
Ohio
round draft
State.
pick. Second round draft pick this year. And I forget what his name is, but
Oh, Hubert Davis or whatever.
yeah, sure, whatever. Let's move on.
Hey, David.
Plenty of research was done. That's that should let you let the viewers know. Bet. Let's go on to my gut bet. Lowest scoring team Sunday, the Bengals at plus 1,700.
Wow.
These odds, I think the Bengals, they just worry me all the time. I think that they're going to try and force it to Chase, and my bet is that he's still going to be dropping balls.
You
I
are.
don't know. I think
If
that,
only we drafted Sewell, because he's looked so great in the preseason.
I think
looked
that
amazing.
no, I'm not ragging on their pick. I'm just saying as a whole.
That he sucks.
I'm scared to see what they're going to look like in play in this type of game. And I think
They're
there's a
going to
good
look like
chance.
the highest scoring team in football.
Yeah. That's
Polar
funny. I saw that,
opposite
I was
picks.
like, wow,
Yeah.
that's funny.
I cannot believe there's both sides of that bet. Holy shit.
This is so funny. Oh my god. You're only
Yeah.
going to see it here on this show, folks.
And I put $10 on that.
The
Because
Bengals fan rooting for them to score.
I'm hoping this doesn't happen. I'm sort of hedging. So if they just come out terrible, at least I have this bet in the back of my mind.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I am on John's side for that bet. I mean,
This is a large sell you're about to unveil here.
Yes. So
Holy crap.
this is my parlay. And my parlay, it's just college football, and it's funny because I basically took Jake's parlay and multiplied it. This is my Big Ten parlay. I think all of the Big Ten teams win this week, plus 948. Put $10 on it. Oh, let's look at some cakes.
No free ads here.
Put $10 on it, and the main thing that was holding me back was Iowa versus Iowa State. I think
That's the big one.
I think that Michigan versus Washington, I think the Pac-12 is just garbage. And even though Michigan lost their top wide receiver, still think they handle that correctly. All the other teams are playing trash opponents except for Ohio State versus Oregon. I think that after Oregon's showing last week, Ohio State is the better team by a long shot. So I'll be watching the Iowa State game, crossing my fingers.
Interest. What's Penn State? Who's Penn State and Wisconsin got this week? I'm looking.
You need to be watching Rutgers, Penn State, Wisconsin, Minnesota.
I want to know who the Scarlet Knights have.
Scarlet Knights have Syracuse. Former BG coach Dino Babers.
Wisconsin plays Eastern Michigan. Buffalo is at Nebraska, so I think Nebraska handles that. Ball State is at Penn State. Rutgers is at Syracuse, and I think that Rutgers wins that game.
Rutgers is.
John, I have a question. Why do you think Rutgers wins that game?
Scores. What?
Do you think Rutgers wins that game?
I think Rutgers beats Syracuse at Syracuse by more than a touchdown.
Oh, wow. You could have teased that up because they're only 2.5 favorites right now.
What makes you say that?
The great defense coordinator, former Buckeye, what's his name, is over there teaching him how to tackle.
I think Buffalo's going to bust both those parlays.
Well, we'll be seeing how it works out. I think, like I said, I'm a little scared that a lot of people didn't go high odds on a lot of their picks.
I didn't have every Big Ten team. What made you stay away from
Illinois?
Yeah. What?
My notation I put in my notes app was Illinois is not a football team, and therefore I cannot bet on them.
They beat
Maryland.
They beat your Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Yeah, they did beat Nebraska. That's true, but I think that Nebraska just needed a game to work things out. You know, they didn't have a good year, missed some games.
Maybe you didn't pick them. Yeah,
they beat them with their backup QB too.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a high emotional game, you know, and when those things happen, you never know what the outcome could be.
Maybe he didn't pick them because they're 10-point underdogs. Anyways, Maryland and Howard would have been a nice one to add. I don't think you can get odds on that game.
No, you can't. You can't. And also you can't put money line on the Purdue game. Otherwise I would have. But it won't let me on the app.
Purdue is favored by 34 points against UConn. I believe the story out of UConn was this week. Their coach was in some sort of scandal. They decided to keep him around, and then 48 hours later or something, 24 hours later, they're like, actually, coach, you're fired. You got to get out of here. So they have a brand new coach, defense coordinator, getting the same old spiel that the old coach, I guess, was giving them that apparently got him kicked out of there. But anyways, 34 points for Purdue. And then Indiana, Idaho. Idaho scared you a little bit?
Oh, I didn't see that as an option on there.
I would have just threw it in, but I mean, I guess Indiana is a fake news. They got obliterated.
Were they on there? I didn't see them drafted.
I don't believe there's odds on that game either.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, Big Ten guy this weekend, John. I wish you the best because half those picks are in my parlay as well. So, Sabo, you have some big shoes to fill here to wrap us up. I wish we would have ended with John, but you get the floor here.
Yeah, well, I've been busy placing all these bets.
Oh yeah,
guys into taking them. So thank you in advance for all the money you guys are going to win me here. I appreciate it. These are my. I made these picks in my car after dinner tonight in about 3 minutes. So these are quick picks here. I'm gonna get more. My goal is to get more creative as the year goes on, but these are all just once again player props for this week. They're all minus 110, but I feel good about them. So first one is Ezekiel Elliott over 20 and a half yards receiving. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball, but I do think that they'll try to get him involved in the pass game. I'm not worried really about Tony Pollard and all this stuff about him. So I think they'll try to get, since they can't run the ball, I think they'll try to get him involved in the passing game. My second one is Antonio Gibson over 14 and a half receiving yards.
What?
The backup quarterback for the Washington football team said that they're going to use him like Christian McCaffrey, which I think is a stretch, but I also think 14 and a half yards is not very many yards.
I agree.
So I think he can get 15 yards is my bet there. Alvin Kamara over 60 and a half yards rushing. I think that I wouldn't want Jameis Winston throwing the ball 40 times, and Sean Payton's a smart guy. So I think that they're going to run with Alvin Kamara. Latavius Murray is gonzo. So I think that he used to take a lot of carries from him, and now that he's gone, I think 60 and a half yards is attainable against the Packers. My next one is Kyle Pitts over 40 and a half yards receiving. Philadelphia going to be playing a lot of cover 2 defense this year, going to be trying to prevent big plays over the top. So I think the weakness of their defense is going to be in the middle. So I think Kyle Pitts will probably eat them alive. Our linebackers are pathetic. So I'm going to take the over on the 40 and a half yards for Kyle Pitts. And the last one is Gus Edwards over a half of a yard receiving, because I think he can get 1 yard receiving. And those are my picks.
I
I kind
love
of like the Sabo quick picks. I think that you should keep that going. The quick picks.
Yeah, you got
Quick picks. I got a quick little logic behind it, and then I'm moving on. Yeah.
Also, we need a percentage tracker on Sabo's picks, because even if he gets a bunch right, his money's not going to be up very high. But we should keep track of how many he gets correct, because that'll be the big stat for him.
We're gonna have to parlay it if he just starts just running these out.
Well, yeah. In the future, I definitely plan. I mean, I'm still a player props kind of guy, but I do plan on doing some more parlays when I have a little bit more time. When you give me more than 24 hours to prepare for this show, that'd be great.
Oh, anytime.
So when you bet, you don't it's hard. I hope you don't expect to win a lot of bets.
Oh, John's gonna win,
especially when you're not betting spreads or minus.
All I need is one, baby. All I need
is one. Just throw darts.
What the majority of people bet, game spreads and stuff, because they're a lot.
Hey, Sammy, we'll just wait for the scoreboard, baby. After week 1, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
just
all John needs is for Cincinnati to lay an egg against Minnesota at home,
which is a good possibility.
You are trolling.
Can we vote on worst bet of the week? Because that
is the next segment. As a matter of fact, our next segment, which we'll try to do this next week a lot quicker, but I might have to have an outline next week just to keep things rolling. But anyways, I enjoyed the analysis from everyone. Brings us to our next segment, the worst bet of the week. So, off the top of my head, I can think of one that I was just like, I really don't agree with that. And it would be that the Bengals are going to be the least amount of points for. Is it just for Sunday, or is it for the entire week?
It's Sunday.
Oh, okay. So you're taking what? 2 games out of the possibility? 3 games?
Plus Tampa and Raiders.
Yeah, I mean Bucks Dallas. There's not going to be much points scored there, so you dodged a bullet there. And then what's another one? The Monday night game was Ravens.
Ravens.
Thank God you get to lose those games. John, I love you. You call yourself a Bengals fan, and you just bet on them to score the least amount of points. I'm disappointed, to say the least. I don't know if anyone else wants to bring up any other contenders here.
I really hate Dallas money line pick. I even hate them to cover. I think Tampa Bay is going to cover that 8.5 point spread, whatever it is, pretty easily.
I think
So if you're on,
Joey
if you're on
Joey
Dallas'
and
side there, I
Sammy?
hate it.
Is it Joey and Sammy this week?
Joey had money line. I don't know. Sam, you had him covering? Or?
Sammy just had him 8.5, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess money line would be a little worse than
money line. I think is the worst bet of the week. I do think John's bet with the Raiders and Ravens is pretty terrible, but
Oof.
I guess you could say it's good value.
That's what I go for.
I love it. I love it. That was the first time I've ever seen a bet like that ever. I didn't even know you were able to do that. So
yeah, it was on every single app too. They call it different things. It's it's either halftime, full time, or it's also got another name that's more common. I don't remember what it is, but
we're gonna start calling your segment Nostradamus, and just being able to predict halftime and full time predictions. All right.
Hate Dallas money line. That's the worst pick.
So I have one. I'm gonna say the worst bet of the week is Clayton's Baker Mayfield under 0.5 interceptions.
Okay.
Chiefs had 16 last year. There were 5 teams with 18, so they were the next rung. And I think that Cleveland's going to be trying to really show up and show out this week. So he's going to be a little risky. I think he's going to be throwing the ball, slinging it. So I am definitely down for there being at least one interception. So that's my worst pick of the week.
All right, Sable, did you hear any that really caught you scratching your head?
Well, I know the best bet was Bowling Green, obviously.
Covering, yes. Thank
easily.
you.
Plus 14.5
That's a lot of points.
Is easy money. That's a ton of points. And Scott Loeffler is such a renowned coach. He's always got his boys ready to roll, you know.
To the moon.
Well, let's see. I'm kind of looking through. I just got home. I'm kind of looking at the weekly picks thing now, so I'm trying to catch up here. I kind of did catch this gigantic parlay thing going on, and I'm just not. I mean, they're fun. Don't get me wrong, they're fun, but I don't know. I just think that they're absolutely insane. These once you get more than 5 games, I just think it gets kind of wild. So I think it's just burning money.
Unfortunately, John's not going to have the opportunity to cash out after the noon games, and somehow he gets half of those right or whatever. He's going to have to ride out watching Iowa State, and Michigan, Washington.
So the next thing is I'm gonna miss all the games this weekend on Saturday. I can't watch any of them.
Oh, we'll keep you posted. Don't you worry.
So I get to look at 8:00 and be like, oh, did it happen or not? You know. So
tell you it won't.
I won't be nervous.
I obviously made a very similar bet, but I did not add Rutgers to my card. I did not add whoever else you had. That was a little questionable, but.
Well, the Big Ten's the best conference in college football.
That's not why I made that bet. That's not why I made that bet. Anyways, thank you guys. I think we'll close out with a brief look at the punishment list. If you guys want to, somebody wants to stream that, it works better if someone streams it. So I'm gonna throw it on my screen. We only have a couple here, but this is what our players here are playing for, to avoid being the last person. I'm getting an echo. I don't know why. You guys can run through this because it's getting really bad. La. Yeah, it's still like this. Yeah, it's a sign that I need to get off. Hello?
I hear you.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
just
I
me.
can hear you.
Maybe it's just me. Okay, I'll just keep it going. So, John added several punishments here, and then I added 3. I like Sammy's. If you scroll all the way down, what is it? Must wear socks on the hands for the entire session. I read that as season, but session would work as well.
I really
Any
like all three Joey's.
Joey's is
All three
also
is
excellent.
amazing.
That's all I got for episode 1 of this whatever show we're about to name it. Thanks so much for watching if you are watching. If not, you're missing out. And we'll be back next Wednesday, hopefully. This might be a recurring show. Guys will be coming in and out. We might have celebrity guest pickers if somebody can't make it and sends an invite. We'll keep this going. I appreciate all your guys' time. And
What's the punishment?
we haven't. The winner is going to choose the loser's punishment next week.
Oh, I thought we were drawing.
Gotcha.
I guess I could put all those in a hat, but I'm not going to take the time to write down every single one of those and put them in a hat. So, I guess
We can in the future. We can number them because then you can pull it on live on the stream.
We'll do that.
Pull it out and say what it is.
All right. That's all she wrote.